Hey guys, this is Ben, the creator with Monumental Heart Media, and today, I kind of improvised today. So today is actually going to be my first pilot episode for, you know what, I've been thinking about starting a podcast. I know this is random, and I've been doing a lot of these short interviews, and I get to start talking to brand new entrepreneurs, some that have been established, and I ask basic questions about their business and pretty much highlight the best side of them. Once the cameras are off, I've been having real conversations. We talk about our own personal struggles that we shared, other entrepreneurs, mental struggles. And so it inspired me to create this new podcast. It's actually going to be called the True to Life podcast because I feel in life we need to be just honest with ourselves. And once we're honest with ourselves, we're going to be able to overcome. So I know Anna, you came by today. We're supposed to do other questions, but
Right.
like our first interaction, I really felt that, all right, I feel like this is going to be the perfect time to actually run this pilot. So with that being said, if this is the first time people are going to meet you, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Sure. I'm Ana Juarez, born and raised in Sonora, Mexico, Obregón, Sonora. I came to the United States when I was 14 years old. And that's when I started my journey here in USA. I'm a leader that always wants to try to be the best version of herself. I want to be that person who people looks up and say, I can do this. I'm able to do this. I'm capable of doing whatever I want, whatever I set my mind to. I'm going to be able to do it, and I'm going to be successful, and I'm going to be happy.
Yeah, no, definitely I know we met at a mixer a couple weeks ago, and when we met, we just had, I guess, like our elevator speech conversation. It was super short and quick. And when on our way up here, and I met you at the parking lot, and we're having a conversation, and the first thing I noticed was like, you're super positive and happy. And right now, we're the world economy, mental health, and you hear about like school shootings and all that crazy stuff. I feel people need to, every time we wake up, we need to wake up with gratitude and happiness. And I think I wasn't necessarily feeling some kind of type of way where I was feeling down or anything, but you brought me more joy. And one of the things I asked you was like, all right, what inspired you to start your self-development journey? Because I hear you talk and I hear, oh my God, like she sounds like Tony Robbins and all these like, coaches. And so what inspired your journey?
I had always been very humanitarian. I highly believe that every human being has a responsibility to help each other. And I'm always questioning myself about every direction where I'm going, every situation that I face. I'm always asking God, help me understand what the purpose is of this situation. And the more I learn about the situation that I will be facing at the moment, the more I find that I have a bigger purpose than me. So that's how I get my motivation every day. It's by helping myself being a better human being, but how can I help others too along the way? People, they are going through so much right now that they might not be able to know how to get to the next level, that they might be stuck on the wrong mentality, or that they have many obstacles like fears and maybe wrong beliefs that they had throughout their lives. So I think that my inspiration comes from that. It comes from, how can I help individuals overcome those fears?
And I think overall, once we get in that state of mind, it's because we had to go through our own struggles. Like for me, I totally believe in letting go of limited beliefs, like self-educating, self-development. And how did we get there? It was because we went through our own personal struggles and our own personal battles. And like for me personally, I battled depression. Even to this day, sometimes I deal with anxiety. All right, so tell me a little bit of a personal struggle, personal challenge that you had to overcome.
Of course. So I think the biggest challenges I had was, maybe it started 3 years ago when COVID hit, right? I was trying to help everyone. I was trying to find solutions to every single issue. I think as a society, we were going through something very difficult, and my son was going through a depression phase, and I was trying to educate myself about about what did that look like? What did depression look like? Because I never understood what depression was, and nobody ever told me what depression looks like or what is an anxiety attack. So my son was going through that. I was going through a divorce at the moment. I was going through that phase of a divorce. And then at the same time at work, I needed to come up with solutions on how to help people. How do I keep people safe? Because I think at that time, I think that was the major issue. People just wanted to feel safe. People were looking for a place where they feel comfortable and they feel like they have this safe spot. So I was trying to find solutions for everything and find help for everyone. I was trying to help my son. I was trying to save a marriage that was not savable anymore. And at the same time, I was trying to help everyone at the workplace. And then the community was asking for my presence and my help at the same time. So I think I lost myself along the way. I lost myself trying to solve everyone's problems. I lost myself trying to get everyone's help, and I forgot about myself. I forgot that I needed to have compassion for myself, that I needed to have some self-love to myself. And I think that's where my biggest learning began, that I needed to take care of myself. And it was okay to be vulnerable, and it was okay to cry. I think I had always been this strong woman that can always overcome anything in life and obstacles, which I can. Sometimes it is okay to be vulnerable, and it is okay to cry, and it is okay to accept your emotions, and it is okay to be sad and to be happy and to be mad at the same time. The longest you can control your emotions, I think all of those are valid emotions. And at that time, I was just feeling that I needed to be strong for everyone. And I did not have time to look at myself and to cry. Until one time, I think the more you do this and the more you continue to go on in life and you do not stop, well, guess what? There's a bottom point. You're going to hit ground at one point. And I made mistakes along the way. Yes, I did. And I learned from those mistakes. But those mistakes helped me become a better human being. Here I am.
What was the breaking point where you realized, you know what, like, I need to take care of myself?
I think I was so tired on being strong. I was tired of people asking for so much from me and expecting so much from me. Let me correct that. And I learned that you teach people how to treat you. You educate people on how to talk to you, on how to treat you. And I think that's the time when I said, enough. I need to set boundaries for myself. I need to love myself. I need to forgive myself. I think I did not had the time to process things of everything that I was going on. I went through a lot during the past 2 years, and I did not have time to process all of those things. So you get tired of that. You get tired of holding the emotion. You get tired of not accepting what's going on in your life. And it got through me. I hit bottom, and that was the time where I say, I need to do something about who I am. I need to find who I am. And I want to be the best version of myself.
So while you're going through this that current situation at that time, what was the biggest thing that you did to overcome it?
I forgave myself. I forgive myself. I accept myself for the individual who I am. I find the inner peace that I had lost along the way. I think when you're true to yourself, when you accept your mistakes, when you're able to forgive yourself and say, this is who I am, and I cannot change my past. There's nothing I can do about my past. The only thing I can do about my past is learn from my mistakes and continue to be better. It's leave the present that I'm living right now and love the person who I have become, and look at the future for just a bigger purpose, not for a place that it brings you anxiety because you're thinking about what's going to happen in the future. Now I start looking at the future for a better purpose, for a better outcome, without forgetting that I am here now and I want to leave the present. I want to love myself. And every time I wake up in the mornings, I look at the mirror and I say, I love you, Ana. I forgive you and I accept you. And great things are about to happen. So I think that's exactly what I did. I forgave myself and I forget everyone around me. And when you do that, it just becomes peaceful and it brings joy to your life. And it brings so much love. It comes from a place of love. When you start seeing at life like it is beautiful, and you start seeing that and you start being grateful for everything that is in front of you, I think there's no other way.
Yeah.
We have to be grateful. Life is beautiful and we just need to see it as it is.
Yes. Wow. No, that was powerful. I just sometimes I don't know. I mean, you being you being Mexicana, and then especially in the Latino culture, men are supposed to be the leaders. We're supposed to be unfazed when we go through stuff, and we go through everything: work, running a business, and when financial situations happens, we normally just focus so much on that we forget to pause and say, man, I'm so happy. Like every day, and every day I wake up, and if I ever go through anything any mental struggles, I remind myself consistently to, as simple as it is, it's just saying, all right, thank you, God, for the car I drive. Thank God that I have disposable income to pay for a gym membership. Thank you, God, that I get to do what I do, and for my kids. And so, like, just hearing you say these things, it makes me think, okay, there is hope. And I think if we focus on gratitude instead of like the problems, like, I think it makes a world of a difference.
Exactly. And it changed your mentality, and it changed the way you feel when you get up in the morning and you just say, thank you, I'm alive. That's the number one thing. Number two is you look around, you're healthy, you have your health, right? Your family is good. Then you go out and look at the sun and look how beautiful it is. I think sometimes we forget to live the moment. Sometimes we forget to breathe.
Yeah.
Sometimes we forget that we are here. Yeah. And we need to live this exact moment. But not only live it, actually accept it and love the moment that you're living in. I think sometimes we forget to do that. And hours can pass by, days can pass by, months can pass by, and years can pass by, and you are in the exact situation that you were 3 years ago. Because we're not changing anything, because we're not leaving ourselves to be the best individuals that we can be.
Oh, wow. I did not expect to cry, but your words, I was able to connect with them. And man, this is not bad for a first pilot. And so to wrap this up, I want to ask you, what is the best message you want to give to people that are probably going through their own personal struggle?
Okay.
A message of hope. And what would that be?
Message of hope. I think I already mentioned this. Is forgive yourself is number one, right? Have compassion for yourself. Love yourself. Find that true of yourself. Who are you? You need to be able to ask yourself those questions. Who am I? And you need to accept yourself. You need to be able to recognize your strengths and your weaknesses as well. And you need to accept them. And that's who you are. You need to find out who you are as a person. Don't be a victim. I think sometimes we fell into this wrong belief that everything that happens in our lives, it's because, things happen because of this. And then you tend to fall into that spot of being the victim in your story. Change that mentality and be the hero of your story. Tell your story in a different way. I'm not here to complain about anything that happened to me. I had struggles in life, but my story was beautiful in every way because I grew out of that. Every situation that I faced in life, it brought me something good, and it brought me to be the better version of me. So I think when you start seeing yourself in that story as the hero versus the victim, I think anything can change. But you need to stop being the victim. People may think, oh yeah, it's easy for you to say. I had my struggles. I had spoke to people and have a big smile and encourage people, and I might be crying on the inside. But I know that I want to be better every day. I know that fear that I might have in the past or those wrong beliefs, I had to change those beliefs to become that better person. Going back to your question, it's what can I tell people? It's change your story. Change it to the most beautiful way that it can be, because it's beautiful. Everyone has a story to share, and every story is beautiful. But it all depends on how you see your story and how you believe your story. It is. Stop being the victim. Be the hero of your story. Change the path. People might say, yeah, it's easy for you to say, but it's easier to not do anything about it. It's easier, like I say, sit on the couch and just complain about yourself and how miserable you feel. That it's easier. That is way too comfortable than getting up every morning and say, I'm going to be better today. Okay? People want to change their life. Everyone wants to change the outcome of the situation, but they don't change the direction. They're doing the exact same things that they were doing 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Guess what? Nothing's going to change. But if you start changing your routines, if you start getting up earlier every day, if you start doing words of affirmations every day, if you start journaling every day, or if you start going for a walk versus something that, that it's not getting the best of you. A lot of people say, I'm going to the gym. Was that really fulfilling? Have you asked yourself, what do your body wants to do? What does your mind wants to do? Maybe it's just going for a nice walk. Maybe it's just taking care of you, getting up every morning and just being grateful and just telling someone that you love them and you're grateful because they're part of your life. Maybe it's just being around good people and surrounding yourself with wise, humble people. Maybe that's what it is. I don't know. I think people should start asking those questions. Who am I? Do I love myself? Am I being compassionate towards myself? Did I forgive myself? Have I forgot everyone? I think if you ask me, what do I need to tell people? It's start by doing little changes in your life.
Amen. And I really appreciate you stopping by. If I know that you're going to start putting out content yourself,
Yeah.
and if you want people to follow you or get to know you more, what's your call to action? How could people find you?
Okay, so I'm Instagram Juarez 1671. You can find me there. My name is Ana Juarez. Like I mentioned, I have LinkedIn, I have Facebook, and Instagram. I think right now it's the best way to find me, which is Juarez 1671.
Okay, awesome. Thank you for stopping by.
Yeah.